Namaste. Welcome this morning to All Levels Yoga. Today's practice is going to be all about conquering fear. And in this time of uncertainty, there is a lot of fear, a lot of worry. So incorporating that practice of letting go and conquering that which no longer serves us to help bring us peace into our hearts and into our mind. So let's begin in your comfortable seats, using any props that you might need for support, cushions, blankets, whatever you have laying around the house. And give yourself some time to settle in. Closing your eyes if that's comfortable. Or maybe having a soft gaze. We'll be starting off with a chant this morning, a peace prayer called Shanti Pa. So taking a deep breath, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And settle into your space. And I will begin the chants. Just give yourself permission to absorb the vibrations of our peace mantra. Om Dawa Shanti Rantariksham Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rappahaya Shanti Roshadaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishve Deva Shanti Rama Shanti Sarvam Shanti, Shanti Reva Shanti, Sama Shanti Revi, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May there be peace in heaven and peace in the sky. May there be peace on earth and peace in the water. May there be peace in the plants and peace in the trees. May there be peace in the gods and peace in nature. May there be peace in all. And may that peace, real peace, be mine. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Now bringing your awareness to your breath. And begin to deepen the breath. Inhaling peace. Exhaling fear, worry, stress. Inhale, fill yourself up with love, peace, whatever your intention may be today. And then exhale that which no longer serves you. Inhaling, filling yourself up Take a slight pause at the top. And then exhale, completely empty, letting go. One more just like that. Inhaling, filling up yourself with love, with peace. And exhaling, fear, stress, worry. And bringing your breath to a natural, easy breath. Noticing the effects of your pranayama. Controlling the breath helps to control our thoughts, our emotions, calming the nervous system, filling us up with peace. Good. And slowly taking your time, if your eyes are closed, just allow your eyes to flutter open, taking in the light, the colors, the sunshine. It's sunny today and a really nice day, so take it all in. And then reach your hands up towards the sky, palms together, bring your hands to your heart. Sealing your intention, your love, your peace, placing it right into your heart center. And then inhale, send it out to the world, reaching your hands up towards the sky. And exhale, sprinkle it, send it everywhere, all around you. And bring your palms back to your heart center. Good. Do that one more time. Inhale, just reach your hands up. Send out your love. Bringing your hands back to your heart. Sealing that intention. Good. And bringing your hands to your mat. Touching the floor. Coming on your fingertips. If you need a block or a book underneath your hands, go ahead and grab that. Just feeling that sense of support. Feeling the earth below you. Press on the earth with your fingertips. Sit up nice and tall. Draw your navel in. Lengthen out through the crown of your head. Feel that sense of support underneath you. At the same time, you're lengthening out where heaven meets earth here. Rooted, grounded. Feeling supported, safe, secure. And then exhale, just relax your body. And now keep your right hand on the floor and reaching your left hand towards the sky. Reach as high as you can. See if you can touch the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. Make your side body long. And then exhale, bending to your right. And bending that right elbow if you want to deepen the stretch. You can come down on your forearm if that's accessible to you, but I'm just going to bend my elbow. And taking your gaze up towards the sky, opening up your heart. And then inhale, coming back through center, both hands up to the sky. Placing your left hand down and reaching with your right hand this time. Reach as high as you can. And then bending over to the left side. And taking your gaze up towards the sky. Inhale, coming up through center, palms together, and bringing your hands to your heart. Inhale, hands towards sky. And exhale, let's twist to the right. Twist your upper body to the right. Placing your hands down, touch the earth, press onto the earth, get nice and tall. And then inhale, hands back, come back to center, and exhale, twisting to your left. Fingertips to the earth, press on the earth, sit up nice and tall. And then inhale, coming back to center. Palms together and bringing your hands to your heart. Good. And now let's make our way to hands and knees. Come into our tabletop position. Using your blanket if you need support for your knees. Knees hip width distance apart, wrists directly underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Inhale, take your gaze up, let your belly melt, tailbone tilt up. Exhale, chin to chest, round out your back. And inhale, coming back to neutral spine. And we're gonna add in a side bend here. So take your gaze over your right shoulder and then swing your feet to the right. So you're making like a C curve with your body. And then inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, look over your left shoulder and swing your feet to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Take your gaze up, let your belly melt. Tailbone tilt up. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding out your back. Inhale, coming to neutral spine, taking our side bend. Look over the right shoulder, swing your feet to the right. Make that C curve, open up the left side of your body. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, look over your left shoulder, swing your feet to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Drop the belly, tailbone tilts up, look up, heart lifts. Exhale, chin to chest, round out your back. And inhale, coming to neutral spine. Good. Now on your next inhale, extending that right leg straight back, toes are pointing down. Hips are square to your mat. If you notice that right hip come up a little bit, just drop it so that you're lined up parallel. Hips are parallel to the mat. Draw the belly in, engaging your core. Lengthen out through the crown of your head. Now finding that external rotation of your right leg. So just turn your right leg out. So you're stacking your hips, right hip over left. And then bring your hip back to that neutral position. Turn your hip out once more, and then come back to neutral. Turn the hip out, and let's stay here this time. Move that left foot to the left side of your mat. This will just help stabilize you here. Flexing your right foot, pressing out through your heel. Take your right hand and place it on your hip. Keeping your gaze down will help your balance. So if you're really unbalanced today, look at the floor. Otherwise, you can take your gaze straight out in front of you, or you can take your gaze up towards the sky. You can even add on by extending your right hand to the sky. And then exhale, coming back to your table. And I'm just shaking that out a little bit. Just do some hip circles here, circling out the hips. Circling in one direction, and then take a pause, go the other way. And then coming back to your table, let's take the left side here. So extend your left leg. Hover that left leg above the mat. Flex your foot toes pointing down. And just getting into the hip joint first. So turn out that left hip, stack left hip over right. And then square your hips. Turn out the left hip. Square your hips. And now this time, let's hold it. So turn out that left hip. Hold it this time. Walk your right foot out towards the right side of your mat to give you some stability. And taking that left hand, bring it to your hip. Now we're stacking the shoulders as well. Left shoulder over right shoulder. Adding on if you would like by extending that left hand to the sky. And remember, your gaze could be down if you're feeling really shaky, or if you're feeling pretty good, you can look to the side or look up to the sky. And then exhale, coming back to your table. And then taking our hip circles, let's bring our knees a little bit wider. And then go ahead, take some nice big rotations here, warming up the hips. Take a slight pause and reverse. Good, come back to center. And we're gonna come right up to a downward facing dog. So walk your hands, about one handprint out in front of you. Curl your toes under. Lift your knees and slowly start to straighten your legs as you bring your head right between your arms, like you look like an upside down V. Draw your chest closer towards your thighs so that your ears are right in line with your shoulders. You can keep your knees bent. Heels don't have to touch the floor. Walk your dog out by hinging one knee, then the other. Shake your tail feathers. And then inhale, extend that right leg up towards the sky. Keep your hips squared. Hinging that right knee. Now turn out your right hip, just like we did when we were in table. Turn out that right hip, step right hip over left. And then exhale, square the hips towards the mat. Extend your leg back behind you and put your foot down. And then go ahead, walk it out. Now if your wrists hurt you, or this just isn't in your practice today, you can come back to all fours and do the same thing on all fours, just like we did a minute ago. Inhale, extending that left leg. Bend the left knee. Now turn out that left hip. Left hip stacking over right. Square the hips towards the mat. Extend your leg back and put your foot down. And this time, let's walk our feet to meet our hands. Come to a forward bend. Take your time getting there. Coming to our forward bend. Bending your knees as much as you need to here. Feet are about hip width distance apart or wider if that feels comfortable for you. Let your hands hang in ragdoll, or maybe grab opposite elbows. You can let your belly hang on your thighs, rest on your thighs, and just allow the upper body to release. The gravity is doing all the work here. So allow yourself to let go, surrender to it. Good. And placing your hands on the floor, and if you have a book or a block, go ahead and grab that. Placing your block in your right hand, underneath the right hand. You're gonna hinge your right knee. Hinge your right knee. So I'm gonna turn so you can see me, maybe that's better. Hinge your right knee. Your hand is on your block, so your block could be, there's different, heights or books. If you have books, stack them as high as you need to. Find what works for you. Right knee is bent. Left leg is straight, but don't lock your knee. Keep your knee soft. With your right leg bent, hand is on your block, right hand on your block, bringing your left hand to the sky. Left hand to the sky. Taking your gaze over your left shoulder. Now, if this is too much, you can take that hand, that left hand, and place it on your back. You should find a nice stretch here in your left leg. And then exhale, release, switching sides. So bringing your block to your left hand. And if you don't need a block, that's okay too. Hinge your left knee, right leg is straight. And then as you inhale, reach that right hand to the sky or behind your back. Finding that nice stretch now on your right leg. And then exhale, release. Good. Now with both hands on your block, or both hands on the floor, keeping your feet rooted, you're just gonna hinge one knee and then the other, just like you're walking in place. One knee and hinge one knee and then the other. Just shake out those hips. Good. Now, place your prop to the side. Bring your hands to your thighs. Hug your elbows in. Bend your knees a little bit. Take the gaze forward, coming to a nice flat back, half lift. Now, if it feels good to straighten your legs, you can. But if it feels tight, go ahead and bend your knees. Never force yourself through anything. And then exhale, fold. And inhale, hands towards sky. So sweep those hands up towards the sky. Palms together, and bring your hands to your heart. And inhale, hands towards sky. Palms together, hands to heart. And then exhale, fold, hinging at the hips, slowly forward, folding forward. Letting your hands hang, head hang. Shaking out your head, swaying the upper body, or maybe hinging one knee and then the other like we did before. Just taking the opportunity here to really see what you need today. Everybody is different. Follow your breath, let your breath guide you. Inhale, placing your hands on your thighs, on your quads. Hug your elbows in and look forward. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, sweep your hands up towards the sky. Palms together. Exhale, hands to hearts. Good. Now let's come to our wide leg pose. So bringing your feet wide. And you can take your arms out to the side, and you want to be about arm length stance apart. So your heels should line up with your wrists. So if you bend at your wrists, see if you could line your heels up with your wrists. Good. Bringing your hands to your hips and turning out your right leg. Turn out the right leg. Finding your neutral spot and just kind of shake your hips side to side here and find your neutral point. Come to neutral. Bend your right knee. Line up your right knee right over your ankle. Good. Inhale, bringing your hands out to the sides. Relax your shoulders. Take your gaze over your right fingertips. Drawing your navel in, lift up through your heart, but relax the shoulders. This is our warrior pose. Now you want to feel like a warrior. It almost feels like you're leaning back a little bit, you want to feel confident and proud of yourself. So lift up through your heart. Take your gaze over your fingertips. Belly is drawn in. Breathing into your heart space. Finding stability, strength, and confidence to let go of that which no longer serves us. And then as you exhale, straighten your right leg. And now let's reach your right hand to the side. So just reach your right hand, and you see how my upper body kind of leans over to the right? Good. And then bring your hand to your leg. Your right hand to your leg, palm faces forward. Left hand to the sky. And just reach that left hand up towards the sky. And open up the heart. Take your gaze up too. And we're still breathing in the heart space. So lifting up through your heart. And then as you exhale, come right back to our warrior pose. So we're going to bend that front knee and bring your hands right back to that T position. Coming right back to our warrior. And now place your left hand on your back leg. Flip the right palm up and reach your right hand towards the sky. And then straighten that right leg. Straighten the right leg and then really reach up towards the sky. Lift up through your heart. Open up through the heart center. Tilt the head back. And then exhale, come right back to warrior two. Bending the front knee, the right knee, arms out to the sides. Bringing your hands to your hips. Straighten that front leg, that right leg. Turn it in, internal rotation. Right. And moving on to our left side. So turn out your left leg. Bending your left knee. And finding your center here, you can sway the hip side to side, find your center. And bring your hands out to the sides. Gaze over your left fingertips. Draw the belly in, lift up through your heart. Remember, you're a warrior. You're strong. You're confident. You have no fear. Just strength, love, stability, support, all within you. Now straighten your left leg. And now reach to the left. Reach, lean in. You want to lean in without leaning forward. So you want to remain open. So notice if you're leaning forward. Keep the heart open as you lean to the side, and then place your hand down on your leg, reaching that right hand towards the sky. Reach towards the sky. And you may find as you reach, you may find more space and your hand might slide down your leg, but don't force it. Just let the breath be your guide. Take your gaze up towards the sky. Your right hand, let the palm face forward, rest on your leg, so you can really remain open. And then inhale, bend your left knee. Bring your hands back out to the sides, coming right back to warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Settling back in. Let your right hand rest on the back leg. Flip the front palm towards the sky. Reach your hand up towards the sky. Straighten that front leg, finding a nice energetic line. Reaching, take your gaze up towards the sky. Opening up your heart. And then inhale, Bend the front knee, bring your hands back out to the sides, right back to our warrior. Bring your hands to your hips, straighten your front leg, turn in your front foot. Now heel toe your feet together or just step together. And then inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. Hands maybe on your shins or fingertips on the floor or on your thighs. Exhale, forward fold. And give yourself a big hug. Wrap your hands around the back of your legs. Giving yourself a big hug, because you deserve it. And then inhale, sweep your hands up towards the sky. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the hands back up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Bringing your hands to the floor, we're going to come to plank pose. So step one, foot back, and then the other. Finding your plank, wrists right underneath your shoulders. Bring your butt down so you have one nice long line. You can modify by dropping your knees. If you're modifying, just make sure you have a nice long line from your knees to the shoulders. Okay. And then on your exhale, you're gonna lower down, hinge your elbows, but hug your elbows in. Hug them in so close to your body. Lowering down. Tops of the feet flat on the mat. And then inhale, look forward. Bending your elbows for baby cobra. Or straightening your arms for full cobra. Or up dog, coming off your knees and your thighs. And then exhale, right to down dog. So curl your toes under, and then send your sits bones up and back, coming right to down dog. And go ahead, walk out your dog. And then inhale, extend your right leg up towards the sky. Bend your knee. Stack your hips like we did before. Square your hips off. Draw your right knee into your chest, towards your chest. Roll shoulders over your wrists like you're in a plank. And then place your foot between your hands. Good. Now, turn out your back foot. Back foot is at an angle, about a 90-degree angle. And then taking your right hand, placing it on the floor, or maybe a block. Right hand on the floor. You're going to shift your weight onto your front leg, keeping that external rotation of your back leg. Shift your weight onto the front leg. Start to straighten your front leg as you pick your back leg up. And you're going to keep that external rotation. Okay. So both hands can actually be on the block if you would like. Or you can keep the block in just your right hand. And then take that left hand and bring it to your hip, just like we did when we were in table. Gaze could remain to the floor if you're feeling unsteady. You can also use a chair, holding onto a chair, or you can take your left hand up towards the sky and really open up here. Gaze can remain down or up towards the sky or towards the side, whatever feels right for you. And then exhale, bringing that left hand down, square your hips to the mat. Step back. Keep that external rotation of your back leg. Good. And now bring your hand to your side, right hand to your side.
Extending that left hand to the sky. And then slowly make your way to warrior two. Bending the front knee, gaze over the front fingertips. Back hand, let your hand rest on your thigh. Flip the front palm over. Reach up towards the sky, keeping your front knee bent this time. Lengthen it out. Exhale, back to warrior two. Hands in 9 and 3 o'clock. And then exhale, bring your hands back to the floor. And then step back to downward facing dog. Go ahead, walk that out. Good. Now taking the same thing on the left side. Extending your left leg towards the sky. Hinge your knees, stack your hips. Draw your left knee into your chest. Roll shoulders over wrists like you're in a plank. Place your foot between your hands. Turn out your back foot. Now preparing for our half moon pose. So taking your block, you can have it in both hands starting off, or hands could be on the floor, or just in your left hand. So to begin, you want to shift your weight into the front leg and then start to pick up your back leg as you straighten your front leg. And you may need to move your left hand a little bit up. So find that spot that feels good for you, where you feel stable. You might need to move it up or out to the side. And then when you feel stable, go ahead and externally rotate, turn your right hip over left hip, stacking. And you could bring your hand to the hip. Gaze could remain down. Or you can add on and reach your hand towards the sky. Half moon. Go ahead, bring your hand down, square your hips, place your foot at the back of your mat, and turn out that back leg. Front knee is bent. Place your left hand on your thigh, right hand to the sky, opening up the heart. And then inhale, draw the navel in, and bring yourself right back to warrior two. Feeling confident, strong, proud. Lift up through the heart. Flip the front palm over. Bring your back hand to rest on your leg. Reach your hand up towards the sky. Lift up through your heart. And then exhale, coming right back to our warrior two. Bringing your hands back to the floor. Step back. Last time to down dog. Go ahead, walk that out. Now coming to plank. Shift forward, so bring the shoulders right over your wrists. Lowering down, take your time. Bend your elbows, modify if you need to. Lower down. Hug those elbows in. And inhale, lift. Baby cobra, or full cobra, or up dog. Exhale. Draw your sits bones back on your heels. Bring your knees together. And sit back. And bring your head to the floor or maybe a block or a pillow. And then hug yourself, wrap yourself up. Bring your hands out behind you. Maybe you can grab your feet, pressing into your feet, or maybe even giving your feet a massage. Let your shoulders just fall forward, opening up the back, shoulders. Finding that sense of connection and support, just feeling completely grounded. Feeling safe and secure. Letting go of any fear, of any anxiety, any worry, and just filling ourselves up with love and healing and peace. And then inhale, go ahead and walk your hands on your mat to the top, towards the top of your mat. And let's come onto our bellies. Let's come laying down on our bellies. And then bringing your hands next to you, alongside you, palms facing up. And keeping your chin on your mat. On your inhale, just lifting up your right leg off the mat. Just lift your right leg. And keeping your gaze down so your spine is in a neutral position. From the base of your spine to the crown of your head. And then exhale, place that leg down. Relaxing for just a breath or two. And then inhale, lifting up your left leg. And for now, let's just keep the arms rested. If your head comes off the mat a little bit, your chin comes off the mat, that's okay. Just allow the natural movements to happen. And then exhale, place your left leg down. Good. Now we're gonna focus on our upper body. So on your inhale, start to peel your chin off the mat and then peel your shoulders and your heart. And then draw your shoulders back. You can keep your hands on the mats for now, just keeping the hands, feeling that connection of the earth, but just draw those shoulders back. And your feet and your legs are rooted. And then exhale, slowly lower. Place your left cheek on the mat and let the shoulders just fall forward. Just completely relax. Kick your heels out to the side. Good. And place your chin back on your mat. Let's do that one more time. So slowly start to peel your chin, your shoulders, your chest. Hands remain on the mat, legs are rooted as well. Lifting up through the heart center, opening up the thoracic spine from our mid to upper back. And then exhale, just release, let it go. Placing your right cheek on the mat, let the shoulders fall forward, kicking your heels out to the sides, completely let go. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Chin on your mat. Clasp your hands behind you this time. Let your hands rest on your backside. And peel up off the mat. Chin, shoulders, your heart, and reach your knuckles. Reach your knuckles towards your feet. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Draw the shoulders back. Good. Exhale, release. Release your clasp. Let the shoulders fall forward. You can rest on your chin or on your cheek. Good. Now on your next inhale, go ahead and hinge your knees. on up the upper back, peeling your chin off the mat, your shoulders, your heart, and see if you can reach back to find your heels or your feet, whatever you can grab. And lifting up through your heart center. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Draw those shoulders back, lift up through the heart. And if it feels comfortable for you, you may want to lift those thighs off of the mat. And then exhale, releasing your feet and your arms, and relax your whole body, resting your chin or your cheek, letting the shoulders fall forward, breathe into your low back. Good. Now, placing your hands right underneath your shoulders, keeping your elbows bent, hugged in, and just look forward, lift up through the heart, just for a baby cobra. And then inhale, straighten your arms. Keep your elbows soft, or you can keep them bent and stay in your baby cobra if that feels better for you. And then bend your knees. Lift up through the heart and see if you could touch your head with your toes. And then exhale, release. Slowly come back onto your belly. And then drawing yourself back onto your heels, child's pose. And this time, let's bring our knees wide. Big toes touch. And sitting back on your heels. Walk your hands forward. Let your third eye, that space between your forehead, connect to the earth. Bring the palms of your hands together. And then bring your thumbs to touch the back of your neck. Walking those elbows out towards the top of the mat. To open up that side body. And taking a moment here to connect to your breath. Allow the breath to connect to your mind and your body. As you control the breath, you're able to control those thought patterns. Good, and then releasing your hands to the floor, walking your hands towards your body, and come laying down on your mat, on your back. And taking your block or a pillow, it's right next to you. And laying down. Knees are bent, feet are about hip width distance apart. And we're gonna come into bridge pose. So I'm gonna guide you through a few variations and I want you to do what feels right for you. So first variation, supported bridge, taking your block, lift up your sits bones and bring that block right underneath to support you right at your sacrum. This is variation 1, modified bridge. Variation 2, without the block, bending your elbows, Fingers facing up, palms facing each other. Heels close to your sits bones. And then pressing into the floor with the top of your arms. Lift up your butt off the mat. Lifting up through the heart center. Pressing into the mat. Variation 2. Variation 3, if you feel like you want more of a back bend, you can hold onto your sides here, placing your hands, literally holding yourself up on each side. Variation 4, I think we're on 4. Clasp your hands underneath your body. Press into the floor. Lift up through the heart. And then exhale, release your clasp, slowly lowering down. Good. And I'm going to offer wheel pose as an option. So I would like for you to watch first, because I don't want you to try this and while you're looking at the screen, turning your head. So if wheel pose is not in your practice, please don't force yourself. It's basically a back bend. So don't force yourself. It's okay to try something new, but if something doesn't feel right to you, just immediately stop and do one of our bridge pose variations. So let me demo wheel pose first. So starting in your heels are pretty close to your sits bones. And bring your hands right next to your ears. Your fingers are facing forward. And then you're gonna come up on the crown of your head. You're gonna lift yourself up, come up on the crown of your head. And maybe this is where you stay today, and that's okay, but making sure that you're not putting a lot of pressure on your head. You're using your hands, your arms to support you. And then lifting up. And then exhale, slowly make your way down. Coming onto the back of your head, slowly come down. And then bring your knees in to just roll out your back. Okay, so I'm gonna give you that option if you'd like to try wheel pose. Otherwise, come back to one of your bridge variations. I'm gonna do a bridge variation. So, and if you'd like to do wheel pose, go right ahead. So for our bridge, we're gonna come up to, our hands are either at our sides or using that block for support, lifting up. If you're doing a supported bridge, place that block there. Otherwise, press your top arms into the mat. Come into your bridge. And feel free to do your wheel pose if you want to do your wheel pose. And when you're ready to come down, slowly take your time. If you are in supported bridge, stay there. We'll meet you there. If you're in wheel, take your time coming down. And regular bridge, slowly come down. Now find your block if you don't already have one. A pillow will work too. And let's place it right underneath for support. Right in our sacrum. And then extend your legs up towards the sky. Bring your hands out to the sides, palms facing up. And just kind of rock your legs to the side like a pendulum. Massaging that low back. Your knees could be bent too if that feels better. Just taking the time here, so coming back to center, just try to find some stillness now. Close your eyes if that feels good. resetting, allowing the blood, the oxygen to rush to the heart, the brain. Filling yourself back up. Good, and when you're ready, place one foot on the floor, then the other. Lift off your block and just place it to the side. Hug your knees in. Grab your big toes with your peace fingers or the outside edges of your feet. Draw the soles of the feet to the sky. Knees could be bent or straight, whatever feels good for you. You can rock side to side. This is happy baby pose. You can straighten one leg and then the other. Just tapping into your inner child here. When you've allowed yourself to surrender and let go of all of those challenges in your life, it makes you feel happy and free, just like a child. So when you do child's pose, you might feel silly, but it's a great way to tap into that inner child. So have fun with it. Don't take everything so seriously. Learning how to respond to life rather than react, it really takes practice. So be patient with yourself. And then inhale, draw the knees in, just give yourself one last big hug for all the work that you have done today. And then go ahead and prepare for your Shavasana. Stretch out on your mat. Take up all the space on your mat and beyond your mat. Settle in. Close your eyes. Hands could be at your sides or maybe on your belly. Use any support that you need. If you're cold, cover up with a blanket. This is the hardest pose, Shavasana. Just taking the time to really honor our practice, our self-care. Honoring our body, our mind, and our spirit. Slowly begin to bring physical awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, wiggle your ears, wiggle your nose. Maybe take a stretch as if you've just woken up from a nice short little nap. And then bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, roll to your side. Come into a fetal position, let your head rest on your arms, your hands. Take a couple of deep breaths. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And then whenever you feel ready, come up to a seated position, placing one hand on the floor and then the other. And slowly make your way to a comfortable seated position. Eyes can remain closed, or maybe just have a soft gaze. And we will close with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So feel free to join in with me. Taking an exhale. And inhale to chant. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.